So good evening. So this is Big Mike the Messenger. The message for today is going to be on the word forgiveness. Now, I want you to understand the root word of, well, one of the words for forgiveness is for, like foreshadow, forefront, forehead. It's always about the future. It's about what's in front of you. And the word give. So it's to give, like, it's to release abundantly. So let's take the word for and forgive and give. So we're going to bring those words together, and you're going to have to give yourself. So anytime you forgive somebody, it's not that you're forgiving them, but what you're really doing is giving yourself a future by not holding yourself to what's happened in the past. And that's what I really want to focus this message on today. And I'm going to give you a pretty good example. So as I grew up, I had issues growing up with my mom and my dad, and we really didn't get along. But it took a while. And as I grew older, I began to understand my mom more and begin to understand my dad more. So there's a process to forgiveness. So the first process to forgiveness is to make sure that you apply love. So, in the last messages and in every message I talk to you about, really is kind of about understanding. So in all thy getting, get an understanding. So with my dad, I got a chance to really sit back and process and ask questions. So I asked my granddad, I asked my uncles, I asked my aunties, and they got a chance to tell me how my dad grew up and how he was raised. And based off how my dad was raised, he had some issues that he had to deal with that really magnified as he got older. So from him being a father figure to me, I got a chance to really sit back and understand what my dad didn't have. I knew what I got a chance to know what he couldn't provide. Now, everything that he could provide, he did. He taught us how to cook, taught us how to clean, taught us how to become domesticated. Great job on that. But it was just certain areas in life. He didn't feel like he had a great father figure in his life. He didn't have a stable, healthy, safe environment for him. So from that, I got a chance to realize that my dad was underdeveloped in some areas. So the things that didn't go right, I understood that he didn't understand the importance of those things because nobody poured them into him. So, and then even on my mom's side, my mom, she did her best to raise me, with my dad. They both grew, it was an issue that they were together. And my mom had the same issue. Her dad didn't tell her that she loved her, that he loved her until she was like 35 or 32. And I think he died like maybe 6 months later. So there were things that my parents missed that they didn't have, that they didn't come equipped with in order to raise me to the way that I expected them to. So my expectations was a big reason that held me back in me trying to forgive my parents off of something that they didn't have the capabilities to do. They didn't have the capacity for it. I'm expecting for them to have a capacity of a 10-foot drum, and they were underdeveloped. Neither one of them had it. So, as I grew older, I got a chance to really understand, and I took the process of just listening and understanding what my parents went through and how they were raised and what they didn't have poured into them. So my dad couldn't pour into me what his father didn't pour into him. His father didn't teach him how to be a man. His father didn't teach him how to be a dad, and his father didn't teach him how to be a husband. So my dad did the best he could with what he was equipped with. And same issue with my mom. My mom's mom didn't really teach her how to be a wife, how to be a mother, or how to be a woman. And a lot of us have parental issues. But what we got to get through is understanding the fact that our parents probably weren't prepared to be parents. Piss poor preparation produces piss poor performance. But they got together and they made it work with the best that they had. And I am a result of that. So with everything that I went through, it really taught me how to forgive not just my parents, but it actually released me. Once I was able to forgive them, or once I was able to give myself a future by not holding on to what happened in the past, then my life got a lot easier and a lot better. So that's the message for today. It's learn how to forgive. And it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world, but there's a process. And the process is, first, understand the person who you feel like violated you. Understand that they may not have had the capacity to be aware of what they've done. People are good. They don't really do things on purpose, and they don't really know the full effects of some of their actions. They don't know that their actions may come at a cost that may really affect you. So just do what you can and make sure that you love them. Because when love is applied, then forgiveness will take place. And once you love others to the level of that, then you will love yourself enough to detach yourself from your past and be able to move ahead in life and live a better life. And that's what this message is really about. So, you know, once again, this is Big Mike the Messenger. I want to teach you how to build heaven on earth, but first it starts with love, because love is definitely the foundation of forgiveness, which is this message. So I love you. Take care. Be safe. If you know somebody who needs to hear this message, please hit like, share, tag them in it. If you got any comments, feel free to respond, and I'll do what I can to respond to your comments in a substantial amount of time. You know, I do have a busy schedule. So once again, this is Big Mike the Messenger. Let's build heaven on earth. We don't follow standards, we set them.